Good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. Joining me today are City Council Member Marnie Von Wilpert. She's the representative for Council District 5, as well as the chair of our City Council's Public Safety Committee. San Diego Police Chief David Nislight, Nicole Mansour, a San Diego resident who unfortunately knows firsthand the value of cameras in solving violent crime, and Kim Trang, who is the president of the Vietnamese community of San Diego. We're here this morning to urge the City Council to vote yes on two important technologies that will help keep San Diegans safe: smart streetlights and automated license plate readers. Under our city's adopted privacy ordinance that went into effect last year, the City Council must approve the use of these and all other technologies that collect personal data and video footage from members of the public. This is a robust policy on surveillance, and it ensures the public not only knows what technologies we are using across our city, but how the data will be stored, collected, and what it will be used for. This transparency is how we balance privacy rights with our urgent need for public safety. I've pushed for the city to be able to resume the use of smart streetlights, which are an incredibly important tool for solving serious crimes across our city by narrowing down suspects and bringing them into custody faster. I want to stress that this technology can be used to limit rather than expand the number of police stops. For instance, if the police can see the vehicle and its license plate, rather than going on a witness's description or even nothing at all, we don't need to stop everyone fitting a vague description. Instead, we can focus our limited resources on the people that most accurately match the description and, again, bring them to justice. There have been a number of very important crimes that have been solved, and just as importantly, a number of people exonerated of crimes because of smart streetlight cameras. These cameras help us to catch suspects before they can commit more crimes and give peace to victims and families of victims when the cases are solved and perpetrators are brought to justice. Nicole, who is with us today, can certainly speak to the peace that it brought her and her family when her uncle's murderer was apprehended because of a smart streetlight. Kim can speak to the desire of a community to have additional safeguards in place in the face of rising crime against the Asian community and the tragic death of a local grandmother who was senselessly murdered while exercising in a park in City Heights. Cameras from a private residence helped the police quickly apprehend her suspected killer, putting the community's mind at ease and boosting safety in the neighborhood. But access to private camera footage is not guaranteed, and it can often be done over a very long period of time, not nearly as fast as we need it to be done. Smart streetlight cameras can give us that quick access so that we can act quickly to keep the public safe. The reality is, most San Diegans strongly support our police department being able to use these tools to bring people to justice. And because of the significant privacy safeguards in place, I believe that the time is right to redeploy these technologies in our communities in order to keep us safe. So we're here today to ask the City Council to vote tomorrow in support of the reestablishment of smart streetlights and automated license plate readers across our city. It's the right thing to do to keep San Diego one of the safest big cities in the United States. Now, I will turn it over to my partner in public safety at City Hall, the chair of our city's Public Safety Committee, Councilmember Marnie Von Wilpert. Councilmember?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marnie Von Wilpert. I am the San Diego City Council member for District 5. I am also the chair of our Public Safety Committee here for the City of San Diego. I receive calls all the time and emails all the time from constituents asking why our police department can't respond even faster. And I know they're doing their best. I know that we are struggling with understaffing and under-resourcing, so that's all the more reason we need to have this tool called smart streetlights and license plate readers. This will be a force multiplier for our police department to be able to solve crimes quickly and efficiently and fairly. The police department has been incredibly transparent, has done city council meetings in all 9 city council districts to explain this technology, answer the public's question, appeared 3 times before the Privacy Review Board, answered over 100 written questions, and appeared before my committee for a very long hearing, a multiple-hour hearing on what this technology does, because privacy and transparency is important. At the same time, solving crimes is also important. We're joined here today by the members of the Cow family and the Mansour family, who both lost family members to murder. Murders that may not have been solved had we not had written recordings, video recordings of their suspects. I believe this technology will increase our police department's ability to solve crimes. In case of any kind of misconduct of our own police officers, this will also be used to hold ourselves accountable, hold the city accountable, and we know that's on both sides. That's why we promote transparency. Also, this is not the last we will hear about this technology. Tomorrow we will be voting, and I hope the council votes in favor of procuring smart streetlight and license plate reader technology. Once a contract with the company is procured, it will come back to City Hall for a public vote, just like every other piece of technology. This has been incredibly transparent. People can go on the city's website right now and see the live location of every proposed smart streetlight and license plate reader, because we want to promote transparency and trust. At the same time, we want to make sure we solve violent crime, and smart streetlights and license plate reader will help us do just that. So I look forward to continuing to working with our community members, with San Diego Police Department, with my council colleagues, and with the mayor to get any questions answered, to make sure we get this technology in place and keep San Diego a safe community for all and for all future generations. Thank you very much. And now I believe I am turning this over to our Chief of Police, David Nislight.
Good morning, and thank you, Marnie. Thank you, Mayor Gloria and Councilmember Von Welpert. I also want to thank our final speaker, Nicole Mansour, who will share a compelling case for this technology. This technology gives victims a voice. When we previously had smart streetlights, 100 victims of violent crimes had their cases solved because of this technology. Another 100 victims saw their cases prosecuted because there was video evidence from a smart streetlight. Smart streetlights help your police officers better serve the community. Video cameras are already a part of everyday life. License plate reader technology is being used across the country, from governments to major universities, from apartment complexes to shopping malls. But your San Diego police officers don't have this public safety tool, or these public safety tools, which have become the norm in 2023. This means a delay in justice for victims and their families. It means more cases will go unsolved. It leaves dangerous people on the street, and it may leave an innocent person awaiting trial. It's not just a crime-fighting tool, it's a tool to serve justice. Some of our own previous documented cases, including clearing an accused person of charges. The very first time the smart streetlight was used was to clear a person of murder. In another incident, an elderly man was involved in a fatal traffic collision where his wife was killed. He thought he was responsible, but the video footage showed clearly he was not at fault, and it was the other motorist who ran the red light. Not only did this footage lead to a prosecution of the other motorist, but it provided some peace to the man knowing he was not responsible. Behind each case is a victim of murder, sexual assault, armed robbery, kidnapping, home invasion, to name more. And it's not just the one victim, it's their families, their friends, their loved ones, and the communities that all suffer when these crimes go unsolved. Smart streetlights and automated license plate readers are tools that have been proven effective in helping quickly solve crime. Instead of basing our investigation on general information about a person or a vehicle's description, we can be laser focused in quickly finding the exact suspect vehicle because we have a license plate. We can zero in on the actual suspect faster because we have video of the person who committed the crime. When we had this technology before, the San Diego County Grand Jury reported that smart streetlights enhanced public safety and would not create any valid privacy issues. In fact, the Grand Jury report said there is an urgent need for San Diego Police to be able to use smart streetlights. San Diego PD has logged thousands of hours and hundreds of thousands of dollars in staff time working to comply with the surveillance ordinance. Our staff responded to over 100 questions from the Privacy Advisory Board, held 9 community meetings, and sat through 3 separate Privacy Advisory Board meetings to answer questions related to this proposal. This is all before we presented this item to the City Council's Public Safety Committee. We have been present, we have been engaged, and we have been transparent throughout this process. This technology is necessary for our police to provide the very best possible service to our community. We look forward to bringing this proposal forward to City Council tomorrow. We ask they support and approve this vital public safety technology. And now I would like to introduce our final speaker, Ms. Nicole Mansour. Thank you for being here, Nicole, and sharing your story.
Hello, good morning. My name is Nicole Mansour, and I am the niece of my late uncle, Tony Gadiarada. On October 10th, 2018, my uncle was working at his flooring business here in downtown San Diego. He had gone to work that day the same way he went to work for the last 20 years. Unfortunately, that day was different because he did not come back home to his wife and 2 children, ages 5 and 8. My uncle was fatally shot inside of his business during broad daylight by 2 attackers who wore a Halloween mask and purple wig. Despite the fact that my uncle had surveillance cameras on the inside of his store, police were unable to catch the killers right away. Fortunately, smart streetlights were able to capture the face of one of the perpetrators as he took his mask off blocks away from the crime scene. Soon after, law enforcement had both criminals in custody. The process of seeking justice has been arduous, but thanks to the footage the smart streetlights recorded, today the criminals are being held accountable for their actions. Their conviction brings a sense of closure and vindication to the memory of my uncle. And while nothing can fully heal the pain caused by such a loss, knowing that the responsible parties are facing the consequences of their actions can offer some solace. It is a testament to the importance of upholding the principles of justice in our society and acknowledging the role smart streetlights have in our community. Remembering my late uncle's murder is an incredibly difficult and painful experience for my family. Grief can be overwhelming, and the loss of our loved one is something that leaves a lasting mark on our hearts. Healing is not about forgetting the past, but learning to carry the memories in a way that allows you to move forward. And my family chooses to move forward by urging City Council to say yes to smart streetlights to help keep San Diegans safe and to help families like mine. Thank you. And I now want to turn your attention to the next and final speaker, Kim Trang, President of the Vietnamese Community of San Diego.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kim Trang Dang, the President of the Vietnamese Community of San Diego. The reason I'm here today is I would like to remind you that last month, 65 years old Kim Chi Cao, she was stabbed and killed in a community park in City Heights while she was doing her exercising routine. She was essentially attacked for unknown reason. She suffered multiple stab wounds. The police were able to obtain footage from a surveillance camera from a nearby private residence. They were able to track down the movement and the location, and they arrested the suspect that evening. So without surveillance camera, the arrest could not have been made that quickly. The arrest brought back peace to our community and also starting the healing process for our community as well. No amount of police can be in all places all at one time, but smart streetlights can. Rain or shine, reliably, they can be at one corner, and when necessary, they can be the key witness to solve crimes like that of Miss Chi Gao. We are lucky the nearby residents caught the murderer on camera, but we shouldn't have to rely on that luck. City Council should say yes to the San Diego Police proposal to use smart streetlights to help ensure they have the tools they need to solve crimes like this quickly. The biggest concern is privacy, but if you carry a smartphone, you have already given up a lot of your privacy. And if you are following the laws, there is no real concern. I acknowledge the concern about privacy, but at the same time, public safety is a lot more important. We all just want to live and work in a safe place, neighborhood. And these smart streetlights will help keep everyone safe. So I'm urged the City Council say yes to the smart streetlights tomorrow. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm turning this over to our Mayor, Todd Gloria. Thank you.
Kim and Nicole, thank you both for sharing your stories with us, and condolences of our city to the Mansour and to the Cow families, and appreciate you lending your personal stories to illustrate why this issue is so important and why the City Council should vote tomorrow to allow us to proceed with the procurement of this important technology that will unquestionably make San Diego safer. I want to conclude with two thoughts. Some of you will file stories this afternoon referring to this as controversial technology. I beg to differ. There's nothing controversial about holding criminals accountable. What is controversial is those who would like to tie our hands and prevent us from using everyday technology to bring criminals to justice. That is controversial. What we're standing for today is far from it. It is common sense and is what will keep us safe. And I would say to any San Diegan, put yourself in the shoes of the Mansour or the Cow families. If I was one of them, I would want my city to do absolutely anything it could to bring criminals to justice. The person who took a member from my family, I would want them in jail. And that's exactly what these cameras can do. It makes it far more likely these individuals are not out roaming the general public to reoffend, but instead are brought into custody and have their day in court. As a citizen of this city, that's what I'd want. As a mayor, it is what I'm going to deliver. The City Council should vote tomorrow to do this and allow us to swiftly implement these technology. I believe if with their affirmative vote tomorrow, we can have these operational in the city by this fall. I'm hopeful that we can get that done. With that said, I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate all the speakers who are here today, including our police chief and our public safety chair. We're happy to take questions here or do one-on-one, whatever you prefer. Kelly? Well, their advice has been received and will be considered. Their advice was heard by the City Council's Public Safety Committee, and they voted to advance the proposal. I will acknowledge that the city has fallen down when it came to privacy in the past administration. It's a part of why these lights were turned off. But what we've done, Kelly, and please let the record reflect this, we have spent years, not weeks, not months, years perfecting a privacy ordinance to make sure that we are fully transparent about how this technology works, where it'll be located, and how the data it collects will be used. That information is available to any member of the public, as you've heard from our public safety chair and our police chief. That has been done in 9 community meetings and multiple privacy advisory board meetings and at a city council hearing, and it'll be done again tomorrow before the city council. Unlike the past, we've been fully transparent and honest with the public, and because of that, I will stand squarely behind this thing. You can look at my record. I have been very clear. I value people's privacy. I will respect people's privacy, and that's why I signed that privacy ordinance into law. Now that we've done that, we have to get about the business of making sure that San Diegans are safe. As you heard from our speakers this morning, there is nothing more important than keeping the people of this city safe, and that is exactly what I'll do whenever given the opportunity. Yeah. Just the question was about the unsafe camping ordinance that went into effect yesterday. Police department will begin utilizing it as one of its multiple tools for public safety and health today. We've been clear. The enforcement of this ordinance will be prioritized near schools and parks. This is what the council asked us to do, it's what they directed us to do, and that's what we're going to do. With regard to the enforcement posture, a reminder, the city has never ceased enforcing the law. What this is a new law, an additional tool, and we'll continue to follow the programs that we've always done, which is progressive enforcement. Multiple contacts before any risk of custodial arrest is there. We are only a few blocks away from 20th and B. A reminder that has been operating for nearly a month. We are still not at capacity there, so I invite individuals to accept the services that are offered. Go to 20th and B. Allow us to work with you to address the underlying causes of your homelessness so that we can end it for good, and allow us to make sure that we reclaim our public spaces, specifically our streets and sidewalks, for the benefit and the health and safety of all San Diegans, sheltered and unsheltered. So, long answer to your short question of the enforcement will begin at near schools and parks, and this process will take weeks, if not months. This is not an overnight thing. You will continue to see tent encampments in the city today and tomorrow, but my goal is that over a period of time, that in a few months from now, you'll see far fewer, and what you'll see more of is people in shelters, in permanent supportive housing, addressing the underlying causes of their homelessness and ending it. The current state of affairs is unacceptable. It is not sustainable, and importantly, it is not safe for those homeless individuals. They got to come off the streets. They got to go into shelter. Reminder, we're spending $200 million this year on homeless services in this city. In exchange for that investment, we have the right to have clean and passable sidewalks. Anyone else? If not, please take advantage of the speakers that we have here for 101s. Again, I appreciate you being here today. Let's get this done tomorrow, everybody. Thank you.